Well, good day to all of our awesome audience. As always, we like to get started with our training with something that's nice and picturesque to get you dreaming again. My sons put this together. Well, they didn't put it together, but my sons grabbed this for me. This is in the Dominican Republic. What a phenomenal, I've been there. I've spent a lot of time there in the Dominican, just a fabulous island. All right, let's go to work, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to work here. Let me remind you of our objective. So what we're going to do real quickly, this is the day before. This will not be a long training. Make sure that all of your teammates are getting this. Let's remind you of our objective for our audience as it relates to THW Global. It is to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income. All right, THW Global. If you leverage it right, let's assume she's gold. Okay, if you leverage her right and you maximize your viewing income, that's going to be a seed that's going to allow you to ultimately develop a long-term sustainable business. Because we're going to use that seed, that viewing income that is generated, we're going to use that as a marketing seed, meaning we're going to have the tools, the resources, paid marketing, so that ultimately you start to develop a very responsive list that's not only attentive to your THW message, but any other marketing message that you may have. So our objective is to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income across multiple niches so that you ultimately have the financial and the time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. Okay, this is the day before. This is the day before she is scheduled to launch. And I just wanted to give you some quick insights. Make sure that you're going into your THW Global back office multiple times a day. Back there on the home page, I've blown this up a little bit. You've got updates. You've got frequently asked questions. See if there's some new updates. Just click on there and it's going to take you, open up another window and it's going to give you technical updates here, general updates here, team leader updates. So you want to constantly check those updates to see if there's something that you need to be made aware of. Also under Message Center, all right, under Message Center, and in this training we're going to talk about what to expect on July 4th. Come in under the Message Center, and you're going to have, if you are active at referring folks, you're going to have messages to tell you that you've just referred a new user. It'd be great for you to reach out to those folks that you just referred. But what I wanted to pay attention to, two quick things here. THW is no longer sending out email welcomes. All right, that just bogs things down. Instead, in your back office, once you register and you log into your back office, just come back there to message. What did that say? Message Center. All right. Yeah, right here. Message Center. All right. So come back there to where it says Message Center. And you're going to see where it says welcome to THW. Now yours may say unread. You just left click over here and then you can see your welcome letter that also has your referral links so that you can immediately start to get those out to folks. Okay. Now what I wanted to cover in this quick training is what to expect on July the 4th. This was posted on June the 29th. I've already read it, but I'll just click where it says read. It'll bring this up. Okay. And let me blow this up a little bit for you. All right. Okay. All right. So what to expect on July 4th. And then I'm going to give you my perspective, given that I've been with a few companies when they were launching. Okay. All right. So what to expect beginning July 4th. All right. One day away. We will begin to collect our initial demographics on our IVs for international viewers. The demographic surveys will begin to help THW Advertising decide what type of content to deliver to you in the future. This will also give THW Global a more accurate picture of how many serious IVs is in the system. Now, this is important. Only IVs who fill out the demographic survey will have access to watching content. So this is important that you get this message out to all of your following. There's a lot of folks that have joined, over 400,000 registrants. A lot of those are not paying attention. Okay. Some people just saw something on Facebook. They saw a whole bunch of people posting things on Facebook and they said, oh, shoot, I better join. All right. And have no clue as to what they just registered for or what have you. The key is not just the quantity, but the quality of our registrants. So you want to make sure that all of your registrants are getting this information. Even send this this video training to them, okay? Only IVs who fill out the demographic survey will have access to watching content, along with future access to more information and tools in their THW Global back office, okay? They went on to say that they're happy to announce that THW Advertising already has in excess of 100 clients who are committing to spending large dollars to advertise to THW Global IVs to get their opinions on the products and services. This is just the beginning. The goal is to go into 2017 with over 10 million active IVs, and for THW Advertising to sell hundreds of millions of dollars of content, which we'll be able to share with THW Global, will be shared. Anyway, you can read it. I messed that up, okay? I messed it up. All right, so the point is, July 4th is what we need to be looking out for is the information on collecting the demographics. Now, let me give you two things here, and then we'll start to round third, okay? Number one, I've been with a few, I shouldn't say a lot. I've been with a few companies that were launching. So kind of like in a pre-launch phase that we've been in with THW up to this point for a couple, 3 weeks. There, in many cases, even though they have a launch date, things happen behind the scenes. And I was a part owner of a network marketing company, so I've launched a few systems myself that weren't necessarily network marketing. And I can tell you that a lot of times you don't realize there are certain bugs until, doggone it, we were about to turn on the light, but we need to fix this bug or fix that bug or what have you. Okay, so I want you to be mindful that does happen. THW has been global, has been a little polarizing. You've got those that obviously, like myself, are very hopeful, and even prayerful that these guys and guyettes behind the scene will come through and they will execute. And then you've got the other end of the spectrum where folks are saying scam, scam, scam. And, so I want you to be aware that that if things don't happen the way we would like them to happen on July 4th, and hopefully if that's the case, they would communicate with us, that's normal when we're talking about launching something new. And, very rarely will you see anything launch on this scale. Very rarely you're going to have something launched that already has 400,000 people that at least have opted in. And that's basically what we've done at this point. Nobody's paid anything, nobody's watched anything, but they've opted in. And so in 2.5 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks or so, to have 400,000 folks opting in, that's huge. Most companies don't even come close to that. They have to be in the marketplace for several months, maybe even for several years, to have that type of buzz. All right, so be mindful that could happen. And if that happens, we're not going to foo-foo-y. We're not going to say, oh, I knew it was crap. No, we're just going to be mindful. And if something like that happens, I'm not saying it is, if something like that happened, hopefully they will communicate with us through our back office. And if so, we'll definitely send out another training. All right, so that's number one. Number two, I know it's a holiday weekend, a holiday on July the 4th for a lot of folks. I think my Canadians were celebrating their version of their Independence Day maybe a couple of days ago. And forgive me for my Canadians, I don't really know all of your holidays. In the U.S., what just happened? Bear with me, okay? In the U.S., Monday is July the 4th. Now, here's what I plan to do. If things do go off, meaning that things go off as planned, whether that is we can start watching right away or at least the demographic surveys come out, I will host an impromptu webinar. And it may only just be to say, hey guys, go in and fill out your surveys or what have you, okay? But we'll have a little kickoff party, and I haven't scheduled the webinar just yet. I want to see what happens throughout the day. So pay attention to your emails. And if you've registered for our email series, give me a moment. There we go. If you register for our email series, you won't need to do anything. You'll get a notice And we'll also send out an email to that list that, hey, we've got an impromptu webinar. Okay. If you've not registered for our larger list, and this list, we don't send out any personal referral links, because we've got people that's not even on our team in this list, and they're telling their folks to get to this list so that they can stay updated on what's going on, and then they can tune into our live webinars and any recorded webinars that we send out. All right, so go to thwglobalwebinar.com. If you haven't already done so, opt in. And what I would strongly recommend that you do is that you send this particular video post out to all of your teammates, out to all your personally enrolled. If you've developed your own list of folks, that you send this out to them. Again, our objective, going back to our objective, is to assist each and every one of you that follow us in building your own long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income across multiple niches, so that you can ultimately have the financial and time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. So be mindful. We could have an impromptu webinar. We'll just see how the day progresses. And if so, we'll certainly send out a notice and we'll jump on a webinar, even if it's only to say, hey guys, they have launched, they did what they said they were going to do, and here's what you need to do if you haven't already done so. Fill out your survey, so on and so forth. Okay. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. It could be that beneath this video, depending on where you're seeing this, there might be some additional content, maybe a recorded webinar that we've done, or maybe some other content. If you see some other content, then go on and consume that as well. Have a phenomenal weekend. For those of you that might be traveling, because it is a holiday weekend, please be careful in your travels. I was blown away. I finished with this. I was blown away because, I expected things to maybe slow down just a little bit. Those who have been in network marketing know that a lot of times in the summer times, things, get a little bit, things kind of slow down as people have their attention on other things, spending time with family, friends, vacationing, so on and so forth. We had a record day on Saturday. It just blew me away. It kicked butt of any other than we've been growing steadily, really exploding. But Saturday was explosive, and then I woke up this morning and looked at our stats, and I'm like, man, we're on track on Sunday to outpace what we did on Saturday. My gosh. So I just want you to know that this, prayerfully this thing is gold and not crap. If it's gold, we're going to make a lot of green. If it's gold, we're going to make a lot of green. Okay, we'll see you on one of our webinars. Thank you for tuning in to this training. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.